In this episode today, I finally have the island generated in the viewport. I will be building an executable and create a new automated test. Thank you for watching. Hi, I'm Philip. In this video, I would like to pursue two goals if possible. Create an executable. When making a game, I want players to provide feedback as soon as possible. And I would like to investigate the construction script to see the island being generated as we make changes, I hope. So let's create a binary. Can I do it on the CSP, the Cropout sample project? Because if it fails on CSP, what should I expect from my Cropout sample project? I want to ship for end user to let the user to play test and provide feedback as soon as possible. And let's see what will be missing after. Epic Games provide quite decent documentation about packaging the game. So I want to make a build for shipping to the end user. In the Platforms menu, for Windows Platform, I am selecting Shipping, and I do Package Project. I select the directory for the resulting package. OK. Packaging is done. It took quite some time, more than 1,600 seconds, half an hour. In the selected directory, I get a Windows directory which is 565 megabytes. And directly underneath what seems to be the game. Let's try the executable. Might be still a bit slow on my computer, but this is the kind of feedback I want very early. Oh, since there is an issue with the music also, like having music from the introduction and from the game being played both at the same time. But let's say it's working. In the previous episode, I discovered by mistake that the construction script allows to have the island generated in the viewport of the editor. Since the second episode, where I created the generator, I had to run to see something, but here I already have a code. Seems something was built. In CSP, I can see that the construction script will call the function createIsland if the boolean preconstruct is set to true. Let's see when we will need this flag and call directly the function. In my Cropout, the function is called from the event graph on begin play. Now, let's call the function also from the construction script. When I compile, I can see the phenomenon I could not explain in the previous episode. Now I understand that under certain circumstances, like a compilation, the construction script is invoked. In the viewport, I can now see the cone on the box under the island. Let's continue. In CSP, I have this block Solidify Mesh Smooth Tessellate Calc Normals. Let's add this Apply Mesh Solidify and set the target mesh as I know I need it. Let's add the command box by hitting the C key. Funny, adding the command box seems to invoke the construction script. Then I have a Make Geometry Script Solidify options. I wish I could see the viewport while editing the blueprint, but I cannot find a way. Please help me and let me know how I could achieve this. I want to see how my changes impact the dynamic mesh on the fly. Back to editing the blueprint. Winding threshold is 0.5. Solid at boundaries is false. Let's see how it impacts the mesh. Save and compile. I feel like compilation times are getting longer and longer as I add features. I can't see anything. What if I change the winding threshold at 50? island that disappeared. Let's try with 1.0. Interesting, unexpected. Try again to see the viewport. Maybe I need a second monitor. Surface search steps is 64. So slow, and the fans of my computer are getting crazy. I think that's why they have a pre-construct flag. Okay, in the construction script, adding a pre-construct boolean, adding a branch node. Okay, now we should be safe. Wow, what's happening? Let's play with a pre-construct flag. Again, I forgot to enable the pre-construct flag as instance editable. Save and compile. Let's switch the flag. Actually, I need to verify something. I will finally create a new directory for levels that will be used to experiment during the development. I am creating yet another basic level with no floor. Yes, basic map. Will it allow me to have multiple times basic map? Which I'm going to make my default map in maps and modes. Well, I can see I have too many basic map. Let's rename the test ones as basic test map. And my development island will be basic island. So, project settings, maps and modes. Okay. Adding the plugin at 000 and activate the pre-construct. So currently the blueprint is appending counts as usual with a Solidify. Trying to change the seed, the editor is getting very slow, and my fans very fast. Let's remove the Solidify to keep only basic meshes. Save, compile. Ooh. If I change the seeds, I got a mix of solidified and unsolidified meshes. Let's reduce the number of counts to 1. I am expecting to have 2 counts, right? Seems it is appending to the existing mesh. So now I can explain why in CSP, the Cropout sample project, they have this reset node. I want to get better at doing TDD in Unreal Engine, so I need to practice. What is the test I can write that will have to add the reset node as a solution? How can I test that? What can I test? I don't know. Let's try something. After the loop has completed, let's add a print. Let's add a dynamic mesh. What can I get? What can I count? Get triangle count? What else? Get vertex count? Okay. Let's put them in a string by appending build strings. Compile. Let's change the random seed. Where are my prints? In the log. So I can observe that the numbers are continuously increasing. I have no idea if it is the best solution, but it seems to be a promising solution. What I would like to try is to create a test that will make sure that if I run the test twice, the number of triangles and vertices should be quite similar, right? Actually, we don't want the island to grow indefinitely. Let's add a new test. How can I name it? I don't know. Let's copy the basic island level. Add a new functional test that I will name... Now it's not about the size, but it is about the weight. Let's add this test and change its timeouts. I have to be honest with you. I tried various solutions before reaching the one I'm going to present to you. First, I need to get the dynamic mesh, that I will call dynmesh under test. I am trying this new notation. It is going to be an instance of BP island gen. So, on the prepare test, I am going to get this dynamic mesh. From this mesh, I am getting a triangle count. Let's say a triangle count is enough. Let's print its value. Let's run this. Why do I have so many tests? Oh yes, I copied the level. So the test came too. Deleting it, save, refresh, selecting the test, and run it to see if I'm correctly accessing the dynamic mesh. Oh, 0. Again, again. Let's make the mesh parameter as instance editable and set it in the level. Save, run. 20,000. So many with only one cone? Let's check the wireframes. Yeah, many internal cones. Adding an internal variable to store the original triangle count. Let's set it. Oops, I need it to be an integer. I hate changing types. So long. Let's make a quick run and check that the value we stored is correct. Run, OK, 20,000 and something, same value. It seems that if you create the same mesh again and again, they will not be added. Which means I will have to make a change so that when creating the island again, different meshes will be added. So on the start test, I will call the createIsland function from the dynamic mesh component. I will get the triangle count again. Just copying for now, I will refactor when the test is working. I am going to print first this new value with a new color, blue. Compile, execute. See, the number has increased. So let's do a compare integer. No, I want to compare with my original count. If it's equal, finish test with success. It will fail for other situations. Compile, run. Test is failing. Now I can try and resolve this problem. In my island generator, let's do the reset. Adding a comment. Well, I should have made sure it works before adding the comment. I am just repeating the code. That's not good. Okay, something simple. Compile. Yeah, the compilation time is only a few hundred milliseconds. And if I run the test, yeah, success. Let's make sure I didn't break anything by running all tests. Oh, one test is failing. Hi everyone. So I will stop this video for now. I have my test somewhat working. So I was able to have a construction script. It's hard to say. Construction script to generate the island in the viewport. So I will make this as accomplished for the episode 5. And you remember I had this issue trying to see the viewport at the same time as the blueprint. This is the way I manage by having a second Windows window. As you can see, as that Windows is showing them as a group of 2 windows. So it allows me to change some parameters, and I still have to wait for the compilation to end, and yeah, 3 seconds to compile. It takes some time on the machine. Okay, so for the next episode, we have seen that I have this test issue. So what I would like to do for the next episode is to do a refactor. But it's not really a goal. I'm not sure how to verbalize it, but I want to make a pause in the video, in the progress, which is already slow. But I want to make a pause and to see how my project is going on and how my automatic tests are going on. I want to do a refactor and see that if everything is clean before continuing. Of course, the continuation will be to have this goal. So yes, I have this goal, which is like more like a fake goal. This is just an excuse to try to replicate the Cropout sample project. Obviously, I will try to get with a more precise goal every time. I want to add a more general goal from a user experience point of view, so that from this user experience goal, I want to derive an automated test. Enough talking for now. Please share your comments or questions below, and I want to see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching.